Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. That's it. So let's get started. And I have a lot to say. I have a lot to talk about the whole TP USA and their response about Mikey McCoy and how he was a hero, according to Andrew Colvett and what's the other young gentleman's name? Blake. And he was a hero. And also Frank Turkett as well, if I'm pronouncing his last name correctly, that he was a hero by, walking away and was on his phone while Charlie Kirk got shot and then he just left. He was like a true hero. And people that are questioning it shouldn't question it because they're saying that, it's insane to speculate that he had anything to do with Charlie Kirk's assassination, which, by the way, no one has not even accused him or said anything to that sort. To be honest with you, not Candace Owens, not anyone. However, when people are looking at the footage, they're saying that his reaction, Mikey reaction, is just a little odd and weird. And you claim this is your best friend, Charlie Kirk, and you saw your best friend got shot, and he was not even on the ground yet, and you had the phone on your ear, and you just left. Now, call me crazy. That's not a normal behavior reaction when you witness your best friend being shot. I'm sorry. If it was my best friend was shot, you best believe I'm not going to be on my phone. I'm going to go towards my best friend to help, to assist as much as I can, or I will leave and call 911 or call the next emergency kin to let that person know that your significant other got shot, or just freeze, because also a normal reaction as well. But he didn't do those three things. But he's called a hero. Gunshot, phone, walked away casually, and that's it. To me, that's not normal, you guys. That is just a bad reaction for someone to do that. And that's what people are pointing out. People are not pointing out that he had anything to do with Charlie Kirk's assassination, which is ludicrous. There's no evidence to their sort to conclude that. But we're questioning his behavior. And I just feel like when we question people's behavior, they turn around and say, well, you're crazy. This is conspiracy. This is what else? It's all in your head. They try to make you seem like there's something wrong with you and what you're seeing is incorrect, or what you're looking at is just also false, but we have a better explanation why Mikey did what he did. And I'm just telling you, any normal, rational person wouldn't do that. They wouldn't. And I told you the three reaction what people would do: run towards the person, run away, so there's no any more bullets flying, or you just freeze. That you just utterly in shock that you don't know what to do. Those are the three things. But he didn't do those three things, like I said. But I'm going to let you listen to Andrew Colvett and Blake, what they had to say in their response why Mikey McCoy did what he did. So take a listen.
Mikey, Charlie's chief of staff, one of the most sincere people you'd ever meet, brilliant, Christian, kind, everyone he ever met in his entire life, couldn't hurt a fly, was part of a conspiracy to murder Charlie. That's what's going on.
Yeah. It's vile. It's utterly vile.
Who would do this? Like, what type of individual? Just to create content, do we think, or is there some? What's the ulterior?
I don't know. I think a lot of this mindset just sort of fuels itself. It's sort of addictive in the same way a lot of social media stuff is addictive, or in the way like honestly something like pornography is addictive or something. Like they get really they almost get a high off of like the idea of like that they're doing something that's daring or out there.
Yeah, and I want to make one other point.
Pause before Andrew speak. I have to say, to me, what Blake said is gaslighting. It's like pornography. It's like being high. we just want to be high on the truth. We just want to get to the bottom of the truth of what happened to Charlie Kirk. And for him to say that Mikey's the way he acted, his reaction, we have every right to question that. You know what I mean? And that's not normal. And he knows that's not normal, but he's just trying to double down and make it seem like it's normal. And I just don't understand, you guys, why people just don't tell the truth and just say, hey, by the way, you know, Mikey's reaction, yeah, it looks pretty strange. His reaction seems pretty off. You know what I mean? But instead, they're just trying to double down and make it seem like, oh, you know, it's just whole conspiracy theory. We're high on this, like pornography, and we can't even ask questions. You get what I'm saying? And that behavior is just sickening to me. And why he's not speaking? Why Mikey is not speaking and doing a press conference and just saying, oh, you know, say something. Why do Andrew or Blake have to speak for him? You know what I mean? I know Blake was there during the scene of the assassination. However, why can't Mikey speak? Why do they have these two gentlemen speak for him? You get what I'm saying? And it doesn't make any sense to me. To me, it's just far-fetched. It's just really off. And I just feel like, tell the truth. Be honest. But it seems like they don't want to do that. It seems like they're not capable of doing that. And all they're doing is gaslighting people, saying, well, you're accusing him. No one's not accusing him. No one never ever said that he had anything to do with Charlie Kirk shooting. You know what I mean? No one ever said that. Again, it's just the lies and then just the manipulation that they're doing. It's just really ridiculous. But let's continue on.
Point though, and this is actually to your point. You saw Mikey do heroic things that day. I saw Mikey do heroic things. I was not on site.
I just want to come back. What heroic thing that Mikey did? We all saw the footage. He didn't do anything. He didn't reach out. He didn't help Charlie Kirk. He walked away. Again, I just feel like these men are delusional and they just want to see what they want to see. What heroic thing that he did? They're saying that he's a hero. Hero for what? You guys, what is he a hero of? Walking away on his phone? That's a hero? Wow. Then if that's the case, don't let anything happen to me. And God forbid someone tried to help me in my assistance or aid me if I got hurt or injured. How is that heroic? I don't understand. Again, double down and playing it off like what Mikey did was like a heroic thing. It wasn't. He left casually. He walked away while his best friend that he proclaimed as his best friend, Charlie Kirk, he left. He walked away. Charlie Kirk didn't even hit the ground yet, and he left. And I'm going to show you footage of that. Bit by bit, piece by piece. He didn't even hit the ground yet, you guys, and he left. Make it make sense.
But I immediately flew to Utah. We got a plane. I mean, it's not something that I'm used to, but it was like my wife went with me. We went straight over. I knew I needed to be with Erica and the team immediately just because, you know, I just knew. But that moment when I got the news, I was so shell-shocked. I was not even there, but I was immediately traumatized. My brain fries like an egg. I can't see straight. I can't think straight. All I knew is that, like, what's happening? My wife came in. She, like, hugged me. We started crying together. And I can't even remember those moments very clearly. I wasn't even there. Mikey was two
Mikey's
steps
talked
away.
about that.
And I asked him, I was like, do you even remember the moments after? He's like, I can't even really remember. I know I called Erica. I know I called my wife. I know I called my dad. I can't even really remember the steps I took. I can't. But here's the last thing I want to make a point of. And because Charlie had given me similar instructions along the years. Said, if anything ever happens to me, you call Erica.
Yeah,
that's
the other
he
thing.
drilled that into Mikey's brain so that when this moment of trauma happened, that he turned around and he knew he had to do it. And by the way, last thing, because this is part of the video allegations here, is that they think they're alleging that he was on the phone immediately. He was not. He was taking social videos, which he would send to our group chat, which we would then put on Charlie's social while the event was happening, so you could see like the crowd come in or his interactions. And we were only 2 questions into this event, so he was still getting it out to all the chats he needed to do, which he did at every event. He turns around, and it was so blaringly loud, I'm told. You would know this better than I, but this is what I'm told. It was so blaringly loud, and he was so shell-shocked. He put his fingers in his ear, but his phone was still in his hand. He walks away, and he's...
And not even walk. I want to, because people are talking about that. The way it was is we had a cordoned off area with grates, so you had controlled access. All the people, when this happens, they all get the idea we should leave before we are shot. And so there's a little narrow gap that I think people, it's not really walking, it's that everyone has to slow up to get through this little narrow choke point to get out of the area. And
anyways, well, the point is he walks briskly. I don't even care if he's walking, running, whatever, because again, the most traumatic.
Okay. So a few things. Let's go. There we go. A few things, you guys. First of all, Mikey was behind Charlie Kirk, behind the tent, okay? He was not filming anything, as you can see in the video. So that's one lie. Two, I don't even know what to say because like Andrew said, he wasn't even there. He just going by based on what other people are telling him. And the phone thing, he already had the phone on his ear, okay? And when the gunshot fired at Charlie, and that's when he left, which I'm going to show you the footage, okay? He probably seen the footage, all of them did. So I just don't understand what are they seeing? Because clearly we're seeing what actually happened, and they're seeing something completely different, or they're just in denial. They don't want to see, they don't want to believe what they're seeing. And again, I'm not accusing Mikey at all. I'm not saying that because there's no evidence. I'm not saying that. And also, it's just ridiculous to accuse a 24-year-old chief of staff of any part of Charlie Kirk assassination. I'm not saying that. No one's not saying that. However, therefore, his reaction is a little strange. Okay, his reaction is not normal. A young man proclaims to say that's his best friend. Okay, that's not a normal reaction when your best friend got shot. Okay, that's all I'm saying, and that's what everyone is saying. And when we question that, including Candace Owens, then you calling us crazy or we're accusing him. No one's not saying that. It's like when people ask questions or point out things, they try to double down and make it seem like we're off, like you didn't really see that. You think you saw it, but you really didn't see it. No, this is what happened. It's like, tell the truth. Tell the truth. I don't understand why they're not capable, TP USA are not capable of telling the truth and tell what really happened. I don't understand that. It's just really mind-boggling to me. I just don't know how any of these people in the organization can sleep at night, that they can just lay down their head on their pillow and blatantly lie and not tell the truth. I don't understand. You know what I mean? And it's caught on video. Like, I just don't understand. And the more lies they tell, the more things that comes out that it what's the word? It dictates what they're saying. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, what they're saying is not really true. That it's a blatantly lie. You get what I'm saying? So I don't understand why would they say what they said. It doesn't make any sense. But I'm going to show you a next video of what Blake had to say. So take a listen to this video.
And I am going to give you the floor here now, Blake, because you were there and you actually interacted with Mikey. You were with Mikey. You left the scene and then connected with Mikey. So explain what the video is.
All right, I'm not going to set the scene. I'm not going to wallow in it at length, but people have. It's gone viral and people have asked us to address it, and we're going to do so briefly. The video, without going way into it, is by, I can't even remember the guy's name. Someone made a video that is attacking Mikey, Charlie's friend, Charlie's chief of staff, a guy all of us know, a guy who we've seen on the show here the last few weeks. They are attacking him, claiming, based on a few seconds of clips, that he allegedly has like a nonchalant or calm reaction to Charlie's murder. And I'm just going to be blunt about this. This is a extremely disgusting attack. And I can speak to that because I was there when it happened, and I was next to Mikey when it happened.
Okay, so I'm going to show you the continuation of the video. So take a listen to this. What do you have to say?
It was clear in the moment that he was profoundly freaked out. What I'll always remember is the way his lip was quivering, which I'd never seen before. And you very rarely see from someone that he was freaking out. And then I think he literally said to me, I might be imagining this, but I think what he literally said was, he was looking around, and then he says, I need to call Erica. And then he takes his phone, and he begins calling Erica, and I don't want to disclose how that call unfolded, but he...
Pause. I just want to iterate the last video. Obviously, when Charlie Kirk was alive, and he told his staff and certain people, if anything happens to me, God forbid, call my wife. That's a normal thing to say to your staff members, okay? If anything happens to me, call my husband. If anything happens to my husband, call me. Anything happens to my siblings or my parents, call the next of kin. That's just freaking common sense, you guys, okay? So I don't know why they're blowing that out of proportion. Like, that's just very odd to do. That's just common sense. And I don't know why they even mention that. That's just a normal thing, to drill it in someone's head. God forbid, if something happens to me, call my wife, because she's the next of kin. Hello? That's just common sense. And I don't know why they brought that up. That's just, you know what I mean? It's like anyone in their right mind would know that, okay? That's just common sense. So I just wanted to reiterate and tell you guys that. So let's continue on to this video.
He did that, your mind extends all of this, but that is happening within a minute of all of this occurring. I remember he calls Erica. Around the same time, I pull out my phone and I call my mom just to say, Mom, there's been a shooting. You're going to see it on the news. I'm okay. Pray for me. I've got to go. And I remember that call. And around the time I put that phone away, and then he immediately calls his dad. He calls Rob McCoy. And he says, Dad, someone shot Charlie. You need to call all of your pastor friends. Charlie was hit. We need everyone to pray right now. And that's what he told him.
Okay. That's what he told him. So he didn't call his dad right away. Apparently he called, like I said in my previous video, he called Erica Kirk and told Erica Kirk what happened to Charlie. Now, I'm going to show you this footage, okay, of Mikey McCoy and his odd behavior and his reaction when his best friend got shot. So take a look.
Gang violence. Great.
Now, I'm going to slow it down to you because I know I mentioned this in my previous video, and I'm going to play it to you again, and we're going to slow it down, and we're going to see Mikey. There's the arrow pointing Mikey with the book bag behind him, and like I said, so when Andrew said that Mikey was recording, that's a lie because Mikey was behind the tent and Charlie was in front, as you can see. There was no recording. He didn't even have his phone to record anything. Because when I showed you the video of when Charlie Kirk arrived to UVU, Mikey was behind Charlie when he was throwing the hats to all the students, and he was recording everything, Mikey. You know what I mean? So Mikey was behind Charlie and recording the whole thing to get, video contents and stuff like that. But when you look at Mikey now, which the arrow's pointing at him, he was not recording. I don't see a phone unless I'm blind. I don't know. But let's continue on.
Gang violence. Great.
Then he put the phone in his ear. He didn't have the phone. He had the phone in his hands, and then he put it on his ear. That's just weird. No one's not accusing him, but that's just a weird thing to do. Then as everyone is panicking and freaking out because they don't even know if there's more bullets flying around, he just walked calmly, phone in his ear. Now, we don't know who he was on the phone with on the other receiving end. It could be Erica, it could be his father. But like I said in my previous video, according to New York's Times, he was on the phone with Erica. Okay? And I believe I have the, the time. Let's see, let's go. That's it. Ain't messing around. Coño. Okay, so according to New York's Times, okay, Mrs. Kirk was sitting in her mother's hospital room at 11:23 a.m. local time in Phoenix when she saw the number of her husband, longtime assistant Michael McCoy, appear on the phone. And in retrospect, she said she knew the words, "He has been shot," before Mr. McCoy screamed them. Okay? Now, let's go here. Now, Charlie was shot at 12:23 p.m. Mountain Time. So Mountain Time in Utah, that would be 11:23 a.m. Okay? So he was on the phone with Erica before he called his father, Rob McCoy. Right there, you see? Left arm raised first to plug his ear. Then his right arm begins raising the phone. No dial tone. So, why would you have a phone on your ear if you didn't even dial the phone, the number? No dial tone detected. Weird. Now, we're not accusing you of anything, but what you're doing is pretty weird, my bro. Okay? Very weird, my friend. Very weird. What's happening here? Now, Charlie Kirk hasn't even fallen over yet. No blood visible. And he's a hero. And Mikey, who's already turned away and walked away. But they're calling him a hero. Make it make sense. How is he a hero? Like I said, he hasn't even fallen over yet. But they saying that Mikey is a hero. How? Please explain that to me. How is he a hero? He's not a hero. To me, you're a coward. You said this is your best friend and you just walked away. You left. You left your best friend. You left. So that gentleman right here, that's Frank Turk, okay? That's him. And we're going to get to him in a minute, okay? We're going to get to him in a minute. So you wait, Frank. And there's Mikey, okay, McCoy, on the phone, walking cool and collected. Like nothing. I'm saying, I'm sorry. I know everyone reacts differently, but everyone is ducking down, running, screaming, frantic. And I'm just, okay, a gunshot. I'm just going to walk calm and collect on the phone. You know what I mean? Again, just picture yourself, you guys. If you heard a gunshot, someone that you love, or you just heard a gunshot, would you be on the phone? I'd be ducking down while I'm on the phone, calling 911 or calling calling the next of kin. You know what I mean? I'd be like frantic on the ground, make sure I'm not getting hit with a bullet. Not him, just walking like it's nothing. Like he is Superman, man of steel. Make no sense. I'm sorry. Now, I'm not accusing him, but his behavior does not make any sense and is very, very odd. Okay, very, very odd. And like I keep saying, everyone's a suspect. Okay, everyone is a suspect, including me. Now, I wasn't even there. But it looks very odd and suspicious. His behavior.
Gang violence. Great.
Flinch. Yeah. He didn't even flinch. Doesn't even flinch. Instead, he reacts by pulling his phone up instantly. No hesitation. No reaction. Not even a dial tone, just like you're saying. Just living his best life. That's what I'm saying. It's just weird, you guys. And everyone is saying that it's just weird. And he should do a press conference, do an interview, and explain himself. Again, we're not accusing him, but at least he owes the public an explanation of his behavior to help us to make it sense. Because right now it doesn't make sense what he's doing. It doesn't. It's odd, it's weird, it's not normal, especially he claims that's his best friend. I'm sorry. I have to criticize, and that's what I do. I criticize bad behavior because this doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't. Hold on, you guys. I don't think you want to watch this over again. Let's go. Okay. Sorry.
Gang violence. Great. Gang violence. Great. Gang violence. Great.
Okay. You get the point. Okay? You get the point. It's just very strange. Okay? And all we need is transparency because no one else is not explaining it except for Andrew and Blake, which I don't believe anything they're saying because it's just a lie. Okay? Again, I don't know why they would lie. And I really don't. I don't understand why they're lying. Someone is lying. Okay? Apparently those two, even though Andrew was not there, but Blake was. But I just don't understand why you can't just tell the truth and why you can't just acknowledge that his behavior was a little off and weird. It is. Everyone can see it. Okay, no one's not stupid or blind to this. And I can speak for myself. I cannot speak for anyone else. I just want to make this very, very clear, you guys. I'm not accusing Mikey. I'm not. What I'm saying is his behavior is very odd and it looks very suspicious to me. That's all I'm going to say. To me. Now, before I show you this video of Frank Turek, okay, I found out who was the guy that made a video selfie of himself. Apparently, that was a cameraman. That was a cameraman that took the SD card or whatever because he was just terrified that the FBI, the feds were going to get it. He needed to protect the card, the SD card or whatever. Okay, so I found out that is the cameraman who worked at Turning Point USA, and he made a selfie video of it. I'm like, what? Are you dumb? Like, this is the most dumbest thing I ever see. He's such a dumb. I don't understand why would he do that. Why would you make a video selfie of yourself when Charlie Kirk just got shot, fighting for his life? That makes sense to me, and everyone is screaming, frantic, scared, crying. Don't know what the hell happened, why this happened in their campus university, and he just standing against a wall making a selfie. What a dumbass. Yes, I'm going to say it. I don't know the cameraman's name, but you're a dumbass. You're an idiot, okay? You are foolish. Why would you do that? And then he even said Charlie's dead. Before even Charlie went to the hospital, like he already knew that Charlie was dead. He's the one he's not the one, but he's the one that said it in his own words before everyone else found out the whole world that he was gone because he didn't even reach to the hospital yet. And he just knew, the cameraman, he just knew that Charlie was dead. But I'm going to let you guys, again, listen to what the cameraman have to say.
They just shot Charlie. just shot Charlie. He's dead.
He's dead. There you go. He's dead. Don't that seem odd to you, you guys? Don't that seem very strange, just standing against a wall and just made a video? Weird. And everyone else, you can hear it in the background. Everyone's screaming, frantic. It's just crazy to me. And it's just very, very odd behavior. Call it what you want. To me, that just seems very weird for a cameraman to do that. It's very weird for a cameraman to take the footage when Charlie Kirk got shot and hide it. It's just very weird overall. Some of these behaviors that I've been watching and seeing and the footage, it is very odd, okay? Very weird to me. Now, again, I'm not accusing anyone, but it's just very bad behavior. And we should question it. We should ask questions. And for us asking questions and the response of people, their reaction, their response, it just seems very, not hostile, but very defensive. Like if you have nothing to hide and you're very truthful, why are you being defensive? You know, see what I'm saying? To me, when someone is being defensive and not telling the truth, to me, you're lying. To me, you're hiding something. For what? If you have nothing to do with anything and your conscience is clear, why lie? Why even say certain things? It doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? Why even do all that if your conscience is clear and you have nothing to hide? Why do that? And then this whole behavior reaction stuff, it's just weird to me, okay? It's just weird. And to me, it's just inappropriate. It makes me feel uncomfortable, to be honest with you, of the stuff that I've been seeing and hearing. I just don't understand this. And all we want to know at the end of the day is the truth, the motive. Why this happened to Charlie Kirk? Why? That's all we want to know. And it seems like we're getting pushback. We said we're getting no answers. And I'm just so happy that Candace Owens, Eden Carroll, among other people, are investigating this and trying to find out the truth. Because these people, they are our FBI. There are people, because it seems like they care and want to know the truth. The FBI don't care. I don't know how many times I have to tell people that the FBI is not our friend. They don't give a damn about us. And I feel like the more people are realizing that. They don't. They only care about themselves. They only care about covering up the truth. They don't care about anything else. They don't. They just say, okay, we got our perpetrator, we got our guy, Tyler Robinson, and that's the end of it. When he never confessed, he have not spoken to anyone, no murder weapon. They didn't find a murder weapon possessed in his hands. They found it in the middle of the woods somewhere. You know what I mean? Inconsistency stories. The text messages don't make sense. You know what I mean? We're not buying it. You know, the doctor saying that, the bullet of his neck, Charlie Kirk's neck, was made of steel. The bullet saved him. Like, that's serious here. Are we stupid? That's what they think we're stupid. I am not familiar with guns or forensics or none of that stuff, but the people who hunts and stuff like that, they know. And they're saying that is bullshit. Okay? They're saying that is bullshit. It's just, again, everything seems cover up to me. And I can't even fathom why the feds would do that. It's more important for them to investigate other crimes and get to the bottom of it. But it seems like when it comes to Charlie Kirk assassination, that we should just let them do their job. Let them do their job, and then they will get to the bottom of it when they haven't. It doesn't make any sense to me. That's why I have no faith. Like I keep saying, I have no faith in the government. I do not trust the government. Because the government doesn't care about us. They don't care about the truth. All they care about is just covering up and just protecting their own. I don't know why Kash Patel is still there, the director of FBI. He doesn't even do anything. He don't care. It's the same thing with the Epstein files, which I'm going to get to in my next video. Dan Bajoni, Pam Blondie, the whole DOJ, they don't care. They don't care. It only benefits them. And it's just sad. All we want is the truth. And they're not giving us the truth. So what else we can do? Other people's gonna find out the truth, like Candace Owens. Because she's been on it since the beginning. And she's not stopping, you guys. She's getting closer and closer and closer to expose everything and everyone. So get ready. Buckle up, Buttercup, because the truth is going to be exposed and everyone's going to find out the real truth. And if we can put this to rest, because it seems like the FBI is not doing their job. So the people, the public, have to do their job for them. Because we want truth and transparency. We want to know what really happened to Charlie Kirk. We want to know the motive. And for you to have an innocent man, well, let me rephrase that. Let me retract that. He's not innocent, Tyler Robinson. He got some involvement in this. But there was another shooter, obviously, okay? Tyler Robinson, he played a role in this on 9/10. Absolutely. So let me just not say he's not innocent. He's innocent because he's not. But was he the shooter? No. Was there another shooter? Yes. Do they live in the United States? No. Was that shooter a foreign man? Yes. Do the government know? Yes. Do the feds know? Yes. Why they're covering up? We don't know, but we're going to know. We're going to know. We're going to get to the bottom of this. This is not going to be like Epstein's case, okay? That's been over a decade, and perverts are not being charged or being or names are not being released. It's not going to be an Epstein case, okay? We're not going to wait over a decade or more to find out who really killed Charlie Kirk. We're not going to do that because Candace Owens is not going to allow that. And on top of that, you guys, God is not going to allow that either. He's not, because God is going to bring the truth to the light, okay? So everyone that is trying to hide things to the dark and lie and cover up things, keep doing that. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Because you can't stop what's coming. I keep saying that. I told a lot of my friends that, my coworkers, they think I'm crazy, okay? I told my family, my sisters, they think I'm nuts. I'm like, okay. Because, they think I talk out of my ass and not making any sense. I'm like, you don't have to believe me. But he's watching, and he already knows the truth. God knows the truth, and God is going to reveal it to people. Okay, he's going to reveal it to Candace Owens. He's going to reveal it to other people, and no one can stop what God is going to do. No one can. There's nothing that anyone can say or do about it. The people that's involved in it, the people that betrayed Charlie Kirk. Because according to Candace Owens, 6 people betrayed him. 6 people. And you can't run or hide from that unless whoever betrayed Charlie Kirk, come forward and tell the truth. But they're not capable of that because it's all about money. Money, greed, power, trying to be on top, trying to eliminate Charlie Kirk so they can get in. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. It's about money. It's about being successful. Secession, what they're calling it. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. When at the end of the day, a human being is no longer here. Charlie Kirk. It's just disgusting. And I'm glad that Candace Owens is Charlie Kirk's David from the Bible. I'm happy to please that because she's the only one that's fighting for him, fighting for truth, fighting for justice. She's the only one. And the thing I don't understand is, and again, I'm not accusing, but to me, if you saying that Charlie Kirk is your best friend, like Mikey McCoy is saying, and among other people, why are you not fighting hard like Candace Owens? Why are you not backing her up? Because they don't want to lose donors. Can't you see that? I hope people are seeing it. It's all about money. They don't want to lose any more donors. They said, let the FBI take care of it. The FBI got it. We trust the FBI because the FBI got it. Just like the FBI got it with Donald Trump's assassination. Just like the FBI got it with Jeffrey Epstein. And just like the FBI got Charlie Kirk's assassination. Wow, we trust the FBI. We trust the feds because they got this. They're all about truth and transparency. They're all about that. So we should just sit back and relax and let the feds take care of it because they got this. They know what they're doing. They got their shooter. There's nothing else to see. There's nothing else to talk about. There's no questions to ask because they already got the main suspect. Now, anyone who believes all that BS, I feel sorry for you. I really do. I don't. Majority of the people don't either. So I don't know. I feel like the Turning Point staff, they believe what the FBI is telling them. They do. They say, don't say anything. Keep your mouth shut. Because it's still ongoing investigation, even though we don't know what's going on, even though you guys, we don't have motive. They're not telling us anything. So why do you think people are doing this whole conspiracy theories? Because we don't know. They're not telling us anything. You know what I mean? They're not telling us anything. So what do you expect people to do? So obviously, people have to gather their own investigation, gather their own information, and put all the pieces together. Because right now, things are scowling. Everything is just all over the place. But a lot of people are putting it together, like Candace Owens, Eden Carroll, among other people. So before I go, you guys, I just want to show you this last video of Frank Turnick and what he had to say about Candace Owens and about how Mikey is just a hero. You know, he was just a good young man, and he was just a hero, and how Candace Owens shouldn't accuse Mikey, without having any factual proof of anything. And, you know, I'm just paraphrasing here that God doesn't allow this. First of all, Candace didn't accuse Mikey. She just said that his behavior, his reaction after Charlie Kirk got shot was just weird and odd. Second of all, I don't like pastors using scriptures and saying God wouldn't like this, God wouldn't like that. You don't know what God would think. And that's the thing I don't like certain pastors. They just, you know, think for God. God likes truth. God likes transparency. God don't like lies. It clearly says it in the Bible, okay? And I'm going to put this passage, on my page, Matthew 7, verse 15 and 20. You know what? I should pull it up and read it to you guys really quickly because it's super important to read this and to understand the concept of Matthew 7, verse 15 to 20. And I just don't like when pastors use the Bible and say certain things. Well, God wouldn't allow this. God wouldn't like if you say that. No, God wants truth. God wants transparency. God don't like lies. It says it in the commandments. Okay? I don't like when pastors do that. It makes me sick when pastors use a scripture to make you feel bad, to try to guilt trip you or gaslight you. I don't like that. I don't like pastors that do that. It just sickens me. It really does. And it is really sick. Okay, so Matthew 7, verse 15 to 20. Be careful of false prophets. They come to you, look like gentle like sheep, but they are really dangerous like wolves. You will know these people because of what they do. Good things don't come from people who are bad, just as grapes don't come from thorn bushes, and figs don't come from thorny weeds. In the same way, even good trees produce good fruit. Bad trees produce bad fruit. Continue on. A good tree cannot produce bad fruit, and a bad tree cannot produce good fruit. Every tree that does not produce good fruit is cut and thrown into the fire. You will know these false people by what they do. Amen. Amen. And that's exactly what some of these pastors do. Okay? So, like I said, you guys, before I let you go, because I don't want to hold you up, I want to show you this last video of, like I said, Frank Turek and his response, what he had to say about towards Candace Owens. So take a listen.
To people like Candace Owens, like right now with her conspiracy theories and stuff, and like, I don't know, man, I'm getting more and more thinking the best thing that could happen to humanity is the internet could go down.
Yeah, as soon as we lose Wi-Fi, we're all upset, but that might be the best thing that happens to us. By the way, I haven't followed a lot of what Candace Owens has done, but I will say what I have seen, there's a difference between a possibility and evidence for a possibility. You can speculate on anything you want, But unless you have evidence, shut up. Okay? Because all you're doing is causing dissension among the brothers, which is something the Lord hates. If you want to present a possibility and say, well, this could be true, okay, it could be true, but don't accuse people for doing something for which you have no evidence. I heard today, I guess I hadn't seen it myself, but I heard today she was judging people who didn't act the right way. I don't know if anyone seen this video? According to Candace Owens, these people did not act the right way after Charlie's death. Like my friend Mikey McCoy, the brilliant 24-year-old who at the time when Charlie was shot was 23 and was a hero that day. He apparently didn't act the right way according to Candace Owens. He didn't act normal. Newsflash, there is no normal when you're in shock. There is no normal when an abnormal thing happens. Some people are going to act one way, other people are going to act another way. You don't know how you would react. I didn't know how I would react. The only reason that I did what I did is because I thought about it beforehand. I was afraid somebody would take a shot at Charlie, and I thought to myself, if it does happen, what am I going to do? Decide now. And what I wanted to do was do anything I could to save him. In that sense, if it had to happen, I was glad I was there because now I know there's nothing I could have done. Nobody could have done anything. He was gone already. We learned that later when we got, looking at him, I thought he was gone, but it was verified when we got to the hospital. But don't say that because I'm observing, psychologists know you can't even get in somebody's head when they're on the couch. And yet you're going to judge people on video from afar? Save it. You're adding pain to people who had enough pain.
Okay, guys. Listen, I disagree with what he's saying. I think that, I'm sorry, Mikey's behavior is not normal. Everyone reacts differently when it comes to immediate danger. However, with that being said, if it was a close friend of yours and you proclaim that's your best friend, you would think you go towards your best friend to see what you can do, how you can assist your best friend, call 911, or like I said, just stand there, like you just froze. If it was any else, if it was just a random situation that someone got shot and you don't know the person, normal person would duck down, call 911, they will react. They wouldn't do what Mikey did. Okay, that's not a normal reaction. Okay, I'm being honest. That's not normal. Okay, and a lot of people would agree with me. I hope that that's not normal. Okay, so I don't understand why he's getting upset because that's just not a normal reaction. You know what I mean? Maybe because he's so close to Mikey and he's trying to defend him. That's fine, but we have a right to voice our opinions and ask questions. That's not normal, bro. I'm sorry, Frank, that's not normal. Maybe that's normal to you, but that's not normal to us, including me, okay? And like I said, no one's not accusing him of anything, but just his reaction, his behavior, it seems very off and very weird, okay? And I just have to correct him. He's not a hero. That's not a hero thing to do. Sorry, bro. Not a hero, okay? He failed. Oh, let me not say that he failed Charlie Kirk. He just was not a good friend, in my opinion. That's not a best friend. I'm sorry. A best friend will be with their best friend and seek them and help them in their time of need and their aid. That's not a best friend. So I'm sorry. You don't do that to a best friend that you just saw got shot. I'm sorry. Like I said, if it was my best friend, my family member, I'm going. I don't care if I get hit in a bullet. I'm going to go there to be with my best friend to seek them and help them the best way I can. Even though I'm not a medical doctor, I'm not a nurse, but you best believe I'm not going to leave my best friend in their darkest hours. I will be next to my best friend to try to assist and help. I'm not going to I'm not going to walk and have a phone in my ear and pretend like nothing happened. And that's what it looks like to us. That's what it looks like to me. Okay, you guys? So I'm sorry, Frank. Not normal. sorry, Frank, he's not a hero. To me, that was a coward thing to do, in my opinion. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining in to my channel. That's it. And let me know what you think. Let me know if you like this video. Like, subscribe, don't like. I appreciate it all, because without you, I couldn't even do this video, to be honest with you. And I'm a one-woman show, trying to do everything and trying to multitask. So I really appreciate you taking the time to join and listen to what I have to say and to talk about this whole video. And let me know your thoughts and your comments about this. And I really appreciate each and one of you. Thank you so much for watching. That's it on my YouTube channel. And I really, like I said, I really love and appreciate each and one of you. Thank you so much for subscribing this video and commenting. And I just really appreciate you all. You know, I'm really having fun doing video content and just talking about certain things that really matter, that's important, and giving my opinion and point of views about, you know, certain things. And like I said, I may not get it right all the time, but I will be the first person to admit that I got it wrong, and I will do better. That's the best that I can do, is just to do better and to strive and just to be my authentic self. And yeah, and that's the only thing I can do, is take one day at a time and let God, you know, take care of everything, because he's the one that he provides and protects and guides me every step of the way. And I really appreciate that, because without him, I couldn't even do half the stuff that I've been doing throughout my life. So I really thank God for that foremost. And I really thank you guys for joining in and listening too. So thank you so much again. I got to go because I have to walk my dog because he's going crazy and he needs to eat his dinner. So I see you guys next time. Take care and God bless.